Hello friends and welcome back to Max Programming, and today we're going to learn what are forms in HTML. Okay, so that's a uh, it's very interesting topic. Actually, I like this topic a lot. So let's get started. Um, then let's zoom out. Okay, so hope you see this code, and right here I have just added a comment with nothing in it. Okay, so let's get started. So what are forms actually? Uh, you have seen something like there are very good forms out there which take your data and then use that. Okay, whatever. So you also can create some forms in HTML. So I'm going to create a form. So what you have to do is just create a form tag. Okay, and this is going to give you this output form action. I'm going to tell you what is action attribute. Let's just press enter, and here we go. So we have the form tag with the action attribute. Now what is this action attribute? Okay, so whenever a form is created, okay, and then when it's submitted, so we have you know when it's submitted, we are redirected to another page. So I'm gonna keep the action attribute blank right now, and let's jump into the form. Now what components are there in a form? You've seen we have text boxes, we have several buttons, we have several number input boxes. So let's just create that. So I'm going to create a text box. And how do you create a text box? Just by using input. So input is a tag. You can see it will give you this input type text. So just we got this. Okay, so we don't want anything. I'm going to save this, and as you can see we have something like a text. I can type in anything over here, and we have this closing tag also. Okay, so this is just a tag, just a single tag. Okay, so this is a text box where you can type in your data. And now what do you want is, if you want to remove this type attribute, you can do so. So just remove it, save that, and then also it's gonna work, because if you create a simple input tag, it's gonna give you the text box only. It's just because text is the default in input. Okay, so create a text box, but it's a good practice to keep this type attribute. Okay, so now what if you want like a number? Okay, so what we will do is just create the input tag. Okay, and when I type input, you can see we have many types. Okay, so we want number, so we can just put a colon and then say number, and you can see I have selected number. I'm just going to press enter. Now don't worry about this name and ID, because I'm going to teach you this ID and name later. Let's just get this off and type number. Okay, we just want that. You can also change this text to number. Okay, so let's save it, and this looks like same. Okay, I'm going to put a BR tag over here to add a break, and now you can see, let's place one more break tag. Okay, and now here it is. Okay, so two boxes, but there is a slight difference. Okay, you can just enter numbers in it. Let me zoom in a little bit. Now I think it's visible. Okay, so you can enter numbers here. I'm typing alphabets, but nothing is happening. Okay, I just can, yes, I can add this E. I don't know why. So it can be a mathematical thing. So we can add numbers. You can just do this, that. That's the magic of the input tag. Okay, so there are many there are many more types. You can just go on Google and search that. You can just add a submit type. Okay, let me add it down here. So I'm going to say submit. Okay, so now what will happen is when I save this, you're going to see something like this. Okay, so we have one number, and this is a button. So when I click this, when I click this page gets refreshed. Okay, have you noticed that? Okay, so this actually means that you are submitting all of your data to the server. We are not actually sending it. Okay, so type submit. Okay, that's the syntax. But if you want a button, then you can there is another way. Okay, there is not just one way to create a button. You can create a button tag for that. Okay, now button tag, we have types, type reset, type submit, all the other button tags, disabled, button disabled equals disabled. This means that the button is disabled. Okay. Okay, so when I click this, and then we have a closing tag for button, okay, as you can see here, and I can enter whatever I want. I'm going to say disabled button. Okay, let's save that, and as you can see, we cannot click this button. Okay, that's the power of this disabled attribute, and I'm just going to remove it. So, and let's save this, and disabled button, it's not disabled, but it's just a button. So this is the button, but our page gets refreshed. It's just because of this button attribute. Okay, so now you can also specify the type, submit. I'm going to say type submit. So we have the types reset, menu, submit, and other types. I'm going to say submit, and if the page refreshes. Okay, that's it for the button. So it's not compulsory that you need this input tag only. Now what about this action attribute? Okay, so I told you that this form will be submitted somewhere. So let me just create something like input type text. And now, okay, we have one more thing. I have the placeholder attribute. What this is gonna do is it's gonna add a placeholder to this input element. So I'm gonna say enter your name. Okay, so you're gonna see this when I save it. You're gonna see I have this kind of text. This is the placeholder attribute. Okay, this is what it does, and let's have some space over here. So I'm going to create a break tag, another break tag, and I'm going to create another input. Now this one I'll be not setting to text, else I'll be setting it to password. Okay, I'm going to say placeholder equals to enter your password. Now what this type is going to do is it is just as simple as this text box, as a text box, but actually it acts as a password box. Okay, so there is a difference that you can see. So every password box is just like this. Okay, you can enter this, and then that's done. So now let's create a submit button. So I'm going to copy this line, and I just copied this by just going onto that line. You can do so. Paste it here, and let's create the submit button. Okay, let's create the submit button. I'm going to say submit. Actually, I'm going to create a button with the type of submit, and here we go. So if I save, you're going to see nothing is in this button because we haven't entered anything. So this is submit data. Save. Okay, now we can enter anything, my name, and then the password, anything like that. Okay, a long password. When I click submit data, we are on the same page. Okay, we don't have any other page. So what you can do is you can just go to this explorer and just create one more file. It's gonna be form hyphen. Okay, let's keep it simple. New.html. Okay, so we have new.html. It's blank, but what I can do is I can just go to this action attribute, and I showed you in the last video that how to add images. Simply you have to specify the path of that file, of that HTML file. Okay, so I can say dot slash is going to give me these things, and I'm going to click new.html. Now when I save it, you're going to see when I enter anything, I'm going to click submit data, and we are in this new.html. There is nothing, it's blank. So let's add something. Yeah, I just used emit. Okay, I'm going to remove these meta tags because we don't want them right now. Okay, the title, I'm going to say new page, and I'm going to say Hello, hello, you just, you just completed a form. That's it. Okay, so this is the H1. Let's save this. And now we can go over here, refresh, and let's just enter the data. Submit data, and here we go. So this is because of this. Okay, let's save it, and that's it. Hello, you just completed a form, and it's looking very gigantic because I've zoomed it in for the forms. Okay, so that's what this video is gonna do, and you have probably learned about how forms are created, and you can just go to Google and search for form tag types and then HTML. So that's gonna give you the form tag. In HTML has many types. Okay, so the form tag w3schools.com, you can just go there. That's a very good website, and you can just see the types. Else in the VS Code only we can just get this. I'm gonna say input, and we can see input, and then you can see there are all the types. Or if you create a tag like this, input and then type equals, and then you get all the types. Okay, that's magical like this. Okay, so I'm gonna say any, like, date, and let's check it out how this looks like. And this is the date. Okay, so you're gonna use many types in future, so that's a good thing. You can use many types in future. It's 22/9/2019, and that's the correct date. So you're going to use many types of the form, and you're going to create many forms, and then this looks very boring. Okay, so we're going to style it with CSS later in the CSS course. So that's it for this video, guys. Hope you like it. Share it with others, and finally, thanks for watching.